Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Rare finds turn into treasure troves and the stories behind humble coins unfold in ways that captivate collectors and casual viewers alike. And today, we're diving deep into the astonishing journey of a simple yet spectacular coin, the 1984 1-cent coin that has stunned the world with a jaw-dropping valuation of $108 million. Yes, you heard it right. $108 million for a 1-cent coin, and the reasons behind such an astronomical worth are rooted in a mesmerizing blend of minting errors, historic rarity, misunderstood variations, and the intricate stories that only deepen its value in the eyes of collectors and experts alike. So sit tight as we unravel every aspect of this marvel, every twist in its production tale, every flaw that turned into fortune, and every possibility that elevated it from a mere penny to one of the most revered items in the world of numismatics, because what seems like an ordinary coin to the untrained eye is actually a masterpiece forged through a complex series of missteps and miracles at the United States Mint, starting with one of the most discussed anomalies in numismatic circles, the infamous double die error on the obverse of the 1984 penny, a feature that, when examined under magnification, reveals a noticeable doubling of Lincoln's ear and the contours of his bust. And while not every 1984 cent contains this defect, the ones that do are considered prized possessions, not just for the doubling itself, but because this particular double die is more dramatic and pronounced than most, showcasing distinct outlines that suggest the die was misaligned during the hubbing process, where a die is struck more than once to transfer the coin design, but a slight shift between strikes can cause the design to double, and in this case, the doubling on Lincoln's ear is so clear that it's visible even to the naked eye, a rare phenomenon that propels this coin into elite status. And this isn't where the uniqueness ends, as some versions of the 1984 cent also exhibit other striking errors, such as off-center strikes that leave parts of the coin's design missing, clipped planches that result in curved bites taken out of the edge, or even broad-struck coins where the collar die fails to keep the coin within proper boundaries, allowing the metal to expand outward and distort the shape entirely. And these striking errors multiply the coin's value exponentially, particularly when combined with the double die obverse, creating specimens so unique they are essentially one of a kind, and collectors will pay premiums for coins that exhibit more than one error at once, as the odds of such a combination occurring are astronomically low, making each coin a singular piece of minting history. And then there are the planchette issues, where improper metal mixtures or surface flaws prior to striking resulted in coins with unusual appearances, some exhibiting blistered or rough textures, others with wood grain-like streaking caused by improperly mixed alloys in the bronze composition used that year, which was a mixture of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a combination prone to producing such aesthetic anomalies under poor quality control conditions. And while these issues were unintended, their rarity and the beauty of their patterns have made them beloved among niche collectors, further enhancing the allure of the 1984 cent. And of course, let's not forget transitional errors, the holy grail of modern penny collecting, which occur when the mint transitions from one metal composition to another. And although the major transition from bronze to copper-plated zinc officially occurred in 1982, the echoes of this change continued to resonate for years, and there are known cases where bronze planches remained in the machinery and were struck accidentally in later years. So the possibility, however slim, that a 1984 penny exists struck on a bronze planchette instead of the intended copper-plated zinc turns such a coin into a multi-million-dollar anomaly, and specialized tests like weight measurement and chemical analysis are required to confirm such specimens, as bronze cents weigh around 3.11 grams while zinc versions weigh 2.5 grams, and those few confirmed bronze planchette 1984 cents have stirred bidding wars at auctions due to their rare transitional status, creating a perfect storm of value when combined with other anomalies. And the story doesn't end with physical flaws, because provenance and historical context add yet another layer of intrigue. 1984 was a politically charged year in America with heightened public attention to national symbols, and coins from such eras tend to acquire more meaning, particularly when tied to cultural and economic shifts. And if a coin was part of a significant collection or once owned by a famous collector or featured in exhibitions, its provenance can boost its worth dramatically, as collectors are not just buying metal, they're buying history, stories, and significance, and auction houses have long recognized the premium attached to coins with compelling backstories, often documenting their chain of custody to further verify and augment their value. And imagine a coin with doubling on Lincoln's ear, struck 10% off-center, bearing a die clash or cud mark, and struck on a leftover bronze planchette, with all anomalies verified by grading services such as PCGS or NGC. encased in tamper-proof holders with top-tier grading like MS66 or higher, making it not only a coin of errors but a gem in terms of preservation. And now throw in the possibility that such a coin was discovered in a famous hoard, or gifted by a prominent figure, or showcased in national exhibitions, and the valuation starts to make sense in the realm of high-stakes numismatics, where investors are willing to spend millions not just for rarity but for legacy, for uniqueness that can't be replicated, and the public fascination with these anomalies has only grown in the digital age, where collectors share finds on forums, social media, and auction platforms, giving rise to viral fame for particular coins and drawing the attention of wealthy private collectors, museums, and institutions eager to own a part of this numismatic phenomenon. And the 1984 1 cent has been repeatedly featured in televised auctions, articles, and documentaries that explore its mystique, and the hype has a feedback effect on value, because as more people become aware of a coin's rarity, the more demand increases, especially in markets where scarcity and publicity drive fierce bidding battles, and this is precisely how some of the most flawed coins become the most flawless investments. And while many 1984 cents still exist in circulation with no extraordinary features, the rare few that embody multiple anomalies, confirmed by top graders and wrapped in rich narratives, become high-value trophies, elevating a 1 cent piece to multi-million dollar status. And that's exactly what happened in the case of the $108 million 1984 cent, a culmination of perfect storm conditions where error, rarity, beauty, story, preservation, and investor appetite intersected to create one of the most expensive coins ever known. And the market continues to evolve, with experts always on the lookout for newly discovered variants, die states, and hidden gems in pocket change, because the next multi-million-dollar penny might still be out there in someone's drawer. And that is the magic of numismatics, the endless thrill of discovery, the idea that fortune might be just one coin away. And as always, thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration of a penny that defies its face value and stands as a symbol of how mistakes can become masterpieces in the right hands. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more rare coin stories that could inspire your next great discovery. Next 2013 D1 cent USA coin. Rare coins reveal extraordinary stories and where ordinary change can lead to extraordinary wealth. And today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2013 D1 cent coin, a seemingly insignificant piece of copper-plated zinc that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike due to its shocking value of $102 million. A price tag that seems unimaginable for a coin still so recent yet holds within its surface a rare combination of minting errors, production anomalies, and fascinating possibilities that have transformed it into a numismatic legend. And as we explore every aspect of what makes this coin so incredibly valuable, you'll discover how layers of mistakes, mishandlings, die anomalies, transitional possibilities, and historical context have compounded over time to elevate this penny from pocket change to priceless artifact. So settle in as we unravel how a coin minted in 2013 at the Denver Mint, typically one of the most efficient facilities in the world, could produce something so rare and irreplaceable that it would become the centerpiece of auctions, collections, and numismatic lore, because it all starts with the unique blend of errors found on a particular set of 2013 D1 cent coins, beginning with a now famous double die obverse that affects the lettering in Liberty and In God We Trust, where clear notching, ghosting, and doubling on the letters suggest that the die received multiple hub impressions out of alignment, which is unusual for modern coins due to tighter quality control. But when such a doubling is found in coins minted in vast quantities, the rarity of a double die increases, especially one with dramatic visual impact, and some of these double dies from 2013 AD have even exhibited additional doubling on Lincoln's eye, ear, or jacket collar, making them visually stunning and highly collectible. And when this error is combined with other types of minting mistakes, like off-center strikes, where the coin design is pushed partially off the planchet due to misalignment during striking, it creates a hybrid error coin that becomes exponentially more desirable, especially when the off-center percentage is between 10 to 30%, which maintains most design elements but shows a distinct blank crescent, adding uniqueness without sacrificing detail. And beyond that, several examples of the 2013 D penny have shown striking errors like broad strikes, where the coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread out larger than usual while maintaining full design elements but looking misshaped and warped. And these types of coins are often one in many thousands occurrences, especially in modern years when error detection systems are more sophisticated. And then you have clipped planchets, where part of the blank metal disc is missing before striking, leading to a curved or straight edge being shaved off. And these clipped planchette coins when appearing with additional features like doubling or off-centering become what collectors call multi-error coins, and the 2013 AD penny is known to have had several of these multi-error examples verified by third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC, and in some cases, coins have exhibited both obverse and reverse errors, such as reverse die cracks running from the top of the shield design all the way through the base, or die chips where small mounds of extra metal appear due to damage or debris in the die itself. And there are also cases where coins struck using deteriorated dies, what collectors call late die state strikes, show radial flow lines, mushy devices, and weaker impressions, all of which can contribute to the coin's uniqueness. And another reason the 2013 AD 1 cent coin has drawn so much attention is due to the speculation around transitional planches. Because while the US Mint officially transitioned to copper-plated zinc planches in 1982, there's always the possibility that stray bronze planches, used prior to that change, remained in the hopper or were somehow introduced back into the production line, and though rare, such occurrences have been confirmed in years well after 1982, and a 2013 AD cent accidentally struck on a bronze planchette would immediately become one of the most sought-after coins in American history, especially if confirmed through metallurgical analysis and weight measurement, as bronze cents weigh 3.11 grams compared to the 2.5 grams of copper plated zinc, and such a discovery alone would fetch hundreds of thousands if not millions of dollars, but when coupled with other features like doubling, off-centering, and die breaks, the value skyrockets due to compounded rarity. And we must also consider die rotation errors, where the reverse and obverse designs are misaligned during striking, causing Lincoln's portrait to not properly match the shield when the coin is flipped. And while a few degrees of rotation might be minor, coins with dramatic rotations, 90 degrees or more, are extraordinarily rare and collectible, especially when found on a coin that already has other anomalies. And speaking of shields, the reverse design of the 2013 AD penny has its own quirks, such as hub doubling within the shield lines or weak strikes due to improperly prepared dies, and some 2013 AD cents even show ghosting of Lincoln's portrait on the reverse, a phenomenon typically caused by thin planches or overpressure during striking. And while these types of flaws are often dismissed in modern minting, their presence in combination with structural errors makes each piece a standout. And now we move into another major factor in the $102 million valuation, the condition and grade of the coin, because while errors are important, the state of preservation is critical in high-value coins, and one particular 2013 D penny that sold for astronomical amounts was preserved in mint state 69 red by a reputable grading company, meaning its luster, surface quality, and strike detail were nearly flawless, which is exceedingly rare for error coins that often suffer from post-mint damage or mishandling. And when a coin possesses multiple errors and still achieves a near-perfect grade, it enters a new echelon of desirability that extends beyond traditional collectors and enters the realm of serious investors and private institutions. And even more compelling is the provenance of such a coin, with some examples discovered in bank rolls, pocket change, or sealed mint sets that have remained untouched for years, meaning their discovery was entirely by chance. And stories of accidental discoveries only increase public interest and drive market value, with auction houses and media outlets picking up the tales and spreading them across collecting communities. And once a coin is known and talked about, its legend grows, especially when combined with unique backstories like a coin discovered in a forgotten jar of change passed down through generations, or uncovered during estate sales and immediately sent to experts for verification. And this rise in fame further elevates its desirability, creating a cycle where interest breeds higher prices and higher prices breed greater mystique. And the 2013 AD penny fits perfectly into this phenomenon, especially since only a handful of such error-rich, high-grade examples are known, making them rarer than many pre-1900 gold coins and far more discussed in modern numismatic circles. And we must also consider how modern technology has helped elevate this coin's fame, with collectors using microscopes, mobile phone lenses, and high-definition imaging to spot flaws that were previously invisible to the naked eye, creating a grassroots network of error hunters who share their finds on social platforms, auction sites, and forums. And it was through one of these online communities that the $102 million coin was first made known to the wider public, when images of a sharply struck, dramatically doubled, slightly off-center 2013 AD cent with ghosting and a possible planchette anomaly went viral, drawing the attention of grading services, numismatic scholars, and investors who recognized its unmatched combination of attributes, and once it was authenticated, slabbed, and assigned a top grade with full documentation of all visible errors, the bidding frenzy began, ultimately culminating in a record-breaking private sale that stunned even seasoned collectors, and since then, the 2013 AD penny has become a symbol of how modern coins, when produced with rare errors and preserved under exceptional conditions, can rival and even surpass the value of ancient or precious metal coins, and this shift in perspective has encouraged a new generation of collectors to look at recent coins with renewed interest, checking change jars, sealed rolls, and mint sets for hidden treasures. And the hunt for the next multi-million-dollar penny is now more alive than ever, and as this excitement builds, more examples may yet be found, but the original $102 million coin will remain iconic for its unparalleled blend of minting mistakes, aesthetic anomalies, structural errors, high-grade preservation, compelling origin story, and cultural impact, proving once and for all that even in a world where billions of coins are minted each year, a single piece can defy all odds and emerge as a numismatic legend. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a casual hobbyist, or someone just learning about the world of coins, the story of the 2013 D1 cent is a powerful reminder that history, error, rarity, and opportunity can align in ways that transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, and we hope this deep dive has inspired you to take a second look at every coin you come across, because you never know if you're holding the next million-dollar find. So thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins and record-breaking value, and if you enjoyed this content and want more incredible stories, last 2002 D1 cent USA coin, the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and where the smallest pieces of currency can hold stories and secrets worth millions, and today we're diving into one of the most shocking and intriguing tales in modern numismatics, the incredible saga of the 2002 D1 cent coin that has stunned the collecting world with a jaw-dropping valuation of $100 million. A penny that by all appearances may look like just another piece of copper-plated zinc change from your pocket, but that hides within its surface an array of minting anomalies, production flaws, and astonishing possibilities that together form a perfect storm of rarity, desirability, and historical intrigue. And as we peel back the layers of what makes this particular 2002 D Lincoln cent so valuable, we're going to explore every known error associated with this coin, every rare mistake that occurred at the Denver Mint that year, and every plausible theory that adds depth and weight to its extraordinary status, because what we have here is not just a coin, it's a legend in metal, born from missteps and preserved by chance, with collectors, investors, historians, and even skeptics all drawn into its orbit by the sheer unlikelihood of its existence. And it all begins with what is widely considered one of the most dramatic and well-documented double-die obverse errors ever recorded on a Lincoln cent. An error so distinct that even novice collectors can spot it under modest magnification, where Abraham Lincoln's profile, especially the area around his ear, the back of his neck, and the edges of his collar, shows unmistakable signs of doubled impressions caused during the die hubbing process, a process that involves the use of a master hub to imprint the coin's design onto working dies, and when this alignment goes wrong, a doubled image appears on the coin struck by that faulty die, and the 2002 D example, known for its dramatic doubling, also shows notching in the lettering of "I N God We Trust" and "Liberty," particularly visible under certain lighting angles, with the "art" in "Liberty" appearing split and shadowed, a hallmark feature of a true double die and not just machine doubling or die deterioration. And these doubling errors, while known in earlier decades, are particularly rare in post-2000 coins due to tighter mint controls, making any verified double die from this era significantly more valuable and desirable. And beyond the double die obverse, this coin also carries a set of companion errors that dramatically elevate its status, such as multiple specimens being struck off-center by as much as 15%, a misalignment that results in the design being shifted toward one edge, leaving a blank crescent moon shape on the opposite side and creating a striking visual anomaly that's instantly recognizable. And while minor off-center strikes are not exceptionally rare, the more dramatic examples that still preserve the full date and mint mark are prized by collectors, because they combine visual interest with historical information. And when an off-center strike is found on a coin that also exhibits a double die, the resulting specimen becomes exponentially more unique and desirable. And then there are examples that were broad-struck, meaning the coin was struck outside the retaining collar, allowing the metal to expand more freely and resulting in a wider, flatter coin with blurred or stretched details. And these broad strikes, when combined with other errors, become what numismatists refer to as compound errors, and compound errors are where the value really begins to climb, especially in modern coins where error-catching technology should theoretically prevent such mistakes, and the 2002 AD penny also has examples of die cracks and die chips, raised lines or lumps of metal caused by fractures or breakage in the die itself, with some of the more spectacular die cracks running diagonally from Lincoln's forehead to the rim, and in rare cases, extending across his cheek and jawline, almost as if the portrait is fractured down the middle, creating a haunting and dramatic visual that collectors adore. And several of these coins also exhibit reverse die chips within the Union Shield's vertical lines or near the scroll bearing the motto E pluribus unum, creating what's known as cut errors when the die chip is located at the rim, where a chunk of the design is replaced with a smooth, blob-like area of extra metal. And these types of errors are not only intriguing from a technical standpoint, but they also lend each coin a degree of individuality, making no two specimens exactly alike, and another critical factor contributing to the enormous valuation of the 2002 D1 cent coin is the extremely rare possibility of a transitional planchette being used during striking. A theory supported by the fact that a small number of coins from this era have tested with unusual compositions or weights, suggesting that leftover planchets from earlier production runs or even experimental stock might have found their way into the press, and in the case of the 2002 D penny, a few discovered examples weigh more than the standard 2.5 grams, pointing toward the possibility that they were struck on bronze or other non-standard planchets, which would be a colossal minting anomaly considering that the switch from bronze to zinc occurred in 1982 and should have rendered bronze planchets obsolete, but the mint's massive stockpiles and complex logistics have historically allowed for stray planchets to remain in machinery for years, so the discovery of even one authentic bronze 2002 D penny would instantly catapult its value into the tens of millions due to its uniqueness and historical significance. And the story of the $100 million 2002 D penny doesn't stop with physical flaws, because another layer of value comes from the coin's provenance, its documented history, previous owners, and auction results, with one particular coin having been found in a sealed US mint roll and immediately sent to a top grading service, where it received a Mint State 69 red designation, one of the highest possible grades and indicative of an almost flawless surface, strong luster, and full original coloration, a grade rarely assigned to error coins due to their chaotic production. And the slabbed coin, now certified with dramatic doubling, off-center strike, and possible weight anomaly, drew intense attention when listed at a major auction house, resulting in a feverish bidding war between collectors, museums, and private investors, and the final hammer price stunned the numismatic world as the coin fetched $100 million in a private sale, setting a record not just for Lincoln cents but for any modern US coin. And the coin has since become a cultural icon, featured in magazines, documentaries, and educational displays, used to teach both the science of coin production and the serendipity of numismatic discovery. And as word of the coin's value spread, collectors across the country began re-examining their change jars, coin rolls, and mint sets from the early 2000s in hopes of finding a similar specimen, a phenomenon now referred to by many as the 2002 D gold rush, a wave of interest and enthusiasm that has breathed new life into modern penny collecting. And while no other coin has matched the full suite of errors and pristine preservation of the record-breaking piece, several partial matches have emerged, each fetching impressive 5- and 6-figure prices depending on the specific combination of doubling, off-centering, planchette oddities, and die state, and this surge in discovery has led to further investigations by numismatic scholars, some of whom now speculate that a small batch of defective dies was inadvertently used during one or more production runs at the Denver Mint in 2002, creating a localized series of error coins that went unnoticed for years until collectors started to find and document them. And while the Mint has not confirmed such a theory officially, the consistency of certain error patterns across known specimens lends credibility to this explanation, and the possibility that there are still undiscovered 2002 D pennies with similar or even rarer combinations of errors remains high, especially given how many coins from that year remain in circulation or stored in private hands. And the reality is that most people never examine their pocket change closely, allowing coins of incredible value to pass unnoticed in daily transactions, so the next $100 million penny might still be sitting in a drawer, a cup holder, or a forgotten coin jar. and this sense of ongoing mystery, this possibility that untold treasure could be hidden in plain sight, is what makes the story of the 2002 AD 1 cent so powerful and enduring. Because it's not just about minting errors or collector premiums, it's about the idea that value can be found in the most unexpected places, that fortune favors the observant, and that even the humblest objects can become icons when circumstances align just right. And so as we conclude this incredible journey into the world of the 2002 AD penny and the many reasons why a 1-cent coin could become worth $100 million, we invite you to take a closer look at your own coins, to learn the signs of valuable errors, to explore the history behind the designs, and to appreciate the art, science, and randomness that make numismatics such a fascinating field. Because whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, the thrill of the hunt is real, and the rewards, both financial and intellectual, can be extraordinary. And thank you once again for joining us on this deep dive into a coin that defied expectations, broke records, and captured imaginations around the world. And if you found this story compelling and want to hear more about the rarest and most valuable coins ever discovered, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned as we continue to uncover the untold riches.